Hello friends, good afternoon. Welcome back to Brain Sizzlers. Today we shall continue with our three sets analogy part 2. See, we shall continue from where we have left in the last video, straight away with the example that we considered. Yeah, let us consider the three sets P, C and M. So we are going to analyze it straight away with an example. So the last example that we saw was the survey when a survey of 400 students were involved, number of students who liked physics, chemistry and mathematics. The survey number of students is 400. The number of students who liked physics is 150. Number who liked chemistry is again 150. The number who liked maths is 100. Now we framed individual value for each of them. See, here we wrote it as 30, 20, 20, 20, 80, 80 here and 40 here. If we see 30, 80 plus 30, 110, 130, 150 adds up to 150 people who are liking physics. 80 plus 30, 110, 130, 150 again 150 liking chemistry, and then 40, 60, 80, 100, 100 liking mathematics. Okay, so from here, as we have already specified that 400 students were in the survey, so let us see the union of physics, chemistry and mathematics, which is nothing but 160 plus 50, 210, 230, 250, 290. That means the remaining 110 students who have participated in the survey did not like either of the subjects. Okay, now let us fix the exact values of certain expressions. So we obviously know that P union M union C is 290 and P intersection C from this diagram is 50. C intersection M is 40 and P intersection M is again 40. And of course P union M union C, the whole intersection will be 110, which is nothing but the complement of P union C union M, as 400 students are participating in the survey. Okay, now in this video we are particularly going to analyze only three cases. Let us go case by case. Now let us see the case 1. Case 1, we are going to see this flavor. So how can the question be framed in a typical comparative exam when this portion is being asked? There are exactly or might be more than, but typically there are two ways of asking questions related to this particular shaded region. That will be exactly at least number of students who like at least two subjects except C and M but not P. Okay, so we'll analyze it. At least two subjects. When someone talks about at least two subjects, the shaded region which will come under consideration will be this one, this one, this one, everything. So this will also come into the picture. So, but we have given an exception, except C and M but not B. So chemistry and maths. So it is barring the number of students who are liking chemistry and mathematics, but definitely not physics. So this portion would obviously be wiped off. So the answer expected would be, the question framed for this particular will be like this, or it can be the other way. The number of students who like exactly physics and maths or physics and chemistry. Say, as I said in my earlier video, that whenever OR terminology is used in the set language, it refers to union. So P and M refers to P intersection M, union. P and C means P intersection C. So it's a union of P intersection M with P intersection C. Okay. So we will either this can also be physically verified with the Venn diagram, or this can easily be manipulated in another way, which can be P intersection M plus P intersection C minus of, since this portion gets repeated once, I will have to subtract this one, minus P intersection M intersection C. Okay, so we will take this both these cases with the exact visual. P intersection M. What is P intersection M? It is 40. What is P intersection C? It is 50. So when we consider the union, so if we see the visually it will be 30 plus 20, 50, 50 plus 20, 70. Yeah, it is verified in the first expression. The second expression, if we see, P intersection M will be 40, P intersection C will be 50, so 40 plus 50 minus P intersection M intersection, that is 20. So 40 plus 50, 90 minus 20 is 70. Visually verifying, we can obviously see that 20 plus 20, 40 plus 30, 70. So it's matching. So every mathematical expression can be visually cross-checked with the Venn diagram that we have drawn and the elements there are in the individual intersection part and the coinciding part of the different sets being considered. Okay, the case 1 that we have finished right now. Now we shall see the case 2. Case 2 is, suppose if you are asked to find the number of students who like exactly one subject. That means the answer boils down to this portion, this shaded portion, either this one or this one or this one. So devoid of any intersections whatsoever. So visually speaking, we can obviously able to figure out the values. 80 plus 80, 160 plus 40, 200. Okay. So the question framed will be, if I repeat it once again, the number of students liking exactly one subject. Exactly one subject. So that one subject can be either physics or chemistry or mathematics, but none of the intersections is allowed. So for this, if we need to find out the value, in essence what we shall do, P plus C plus M. If I add all these three, what is it that I have to subtract? See, when I take P into consideration, this portion is added unwantedly. So I will have to subtract this one. For subtracting this one, so I will simply write the subtraction part. Subtraction part 1 with refers to physics. What I have to subtract is P intersection C and then P intersection M. But when I subtract P intersection M, this portion gets additionally subtracted, so I have to add this one. So this is one subtraction factor, this is one subtraction factor, and this P intersection M intersection C has to be added. So this is my subtraction terminology. The same holds good for chemistry. Chemistry, this portion is unwanted, this has to be deleted. For maths, this portion is unwanted, this has to be deleted. Okay, so subtraction part for physics goes like this. Subtraction part for chemistry will be P that involving intersections of chemistry alone. So P intersection C plus C intersection M minus of P intersection M intersection C. This is the subtraction portion part 2. And when I consider maths into consideration, any intersections involving maths has to be subtracted. That means P intersection M, C intersection M, both has to be subtracted. But since this portion is subtracted once again, I have to add this one. So minus of P intersection M intersection C. So the subtraction portion for the third set is this one. So if I add this P plus C plus M minus this one and minus this one, ultimately my end result will look like this. I hope after final modifications this will be the final value, P plus C plus M minus twice of P intersection C. See, since P intersection C is being reduced twice, P intersection M is reduced twice and C intersection M is reduced twice. So minus 2 times P intersection C minus 2 times C intersection M minus 2 times P intersection M. But in each case, this has to be added. So I will write plus 3 times P intersection M intersection C. See, visually I know that 80 plus 80, 160 plus 40, 200 should be the answer. I will cross check mathematically. So P is, as I said earlier, the number of people who like physics is 150. The number of students liking chemistry is again 150. Students liking maths is 100. Okay. So 150 plus 150 plus 100 minus twice P intersection C will be, P intersection C is 50. So twice of it is 100. C intersection M is 40. Twice of 40 is 80. P intersection M is again 40. So again plus thrice of P intersection M intersection C. I know that P intersection M intersection C is 20. So I will write 3 times 20. So 150 plus 150 300, 400 minus 100 is 300, minus 80 is 220, minus 80 is 140, 140 plus 60, it comes up to 200. Visually cross checking, we are getting the same value. 80 plus 80, 160, 160 plus 40, 200. So we can cross verify most of the different cases in similar fashion. We'll see some subsequently similar such expressions involving different such cases in our subsequent videos. Thanks for patiently watching.